It started with little things. He was always distracted, distant. Our conversations became shorter, colder. At first, I thought it was just stress from work. He would come home, barely say a word, and disappear into his office or go straight to bed. I'd ask him how his day was, and it was always the same answer. Just busy, lots of work. He barely looked at me anymore. I started noticing he wasn't as affectionate. No more hugs, no more random kisses. We were strangers living under the same roof. And yet I told myself it was temporary, that we were just in a rough patch. I didn't want to believe that it could be something worse. But then, things got stranger. He became protective of his phone. He would always have it with him, even in the bathroom. He would turn it face down whenever we were together. That's when I knew something wasn't right. Why would he hide it unless there was something to hide? One night, after he fell asleep, I couldn't help myself. I reached for his phone. It was locked. But as I was about to put it back, a notification flashed on the screen. A message from a name I didn't recognize. Can't wait to see you again. My heart stopped. For the next few days, I was a wreck. I couldn't focus at work. I couldn't sleep. I had to know the truth. One night, when he left to grab something from the office, I followed him. My hands were shaking as I trailed his car, my mind racing with thoughts of what I might find. I didn't want to believe it, but deep down, I already knew. He didn't go to the office. Instead, he parked in front of a restaurant. And there she was, waiting for him. The same woman from the messages. I watched from my car as they embraced. My worst nightmare unfolding right in front of me. I couldn't hold it in anymore. That night, when he got home, I confronted him. I didn't even need to say much. The look on his face said it all. He tried to deny it at first, but I had the proof. The messages, the photos. "You've been lying to me," I said, my voice shaking. He just stood there, staring at the floor. "Do you have nothing to say?" I asked. Finally, he spoke. "I love you, but I can't do this anymore." My chest tightened. I asked him, "Do what?"
Lie? Cheat?
He looked at me, his face pale, and then he said something I'll never forget. "She's pregnant." The world around me collapsed. Everything we had built, everything we shared, shattered in an instant. I stood there, staring at him, trying to process what he had just said. Part of me wanted to scream, to throw something, to fall apart, but I didn't. Instead, I smiled, a cold, empty smile. "So, this is it? This is what you have to offer me after everything?" He didn't answer. I grabbed my things and walked out the door. He didn't try to stop me, didn't say a word. I left behind everything, the life we had, the future I thought we were building. Sometimes the truth isn't just ugly, it's destructive. But I know now that walking away was the strongest thing I could do.